Hey guys, today we're going to be making an omelet. So we're going to be making a spinach cheese omelet. What you're gonna need is an egg, 2 eggs, or 3 eggs. The more you want to make, the more ingredients you have. I'm just making 1. So go ahead and fetch a small bowl, a bigger bowl if you're going to use more eggs. I'm using brown eggs. Just crack that in the bowl. If you get any shells in there, instead of using a spoon, just use the outer shell. Pick it up. And now, well, I'm using chopsticks. You guys can use a fork or whatever. Just going to take some chopsticks and pop the yolk open. And mix it. Mix it really well. And go get some milk. And pour just a little in. I guess you'd say about a tablespoon. It's like when you're making scrambled eggs. Most people I think we put a little bit of milk. That's the exact same amount. I'm just going to give that a good mix. Now just to taste, give it a tiny bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Give that one more mix. And set it aside. Now we're going to need some fresh spinach leaves. I'm using baby spinaches from Whole Foods. I'll just pop this open. Just get the most fresh ones. I'm just using about how many? I use about 10. Maybe 2 or 3 more for good measure. And now, pop this in your pan. And put a tiny little bit of olive oil. You just want that so it'll cook better, but you don't want to do too much. Last time I tried this, a little bit of the spinach got fried because I put too much olive oil. Okay, now we're going to bring this onto a simmer. Just leave the spinach leaves in there. Okay, now for the cheese. You can actually use any really kind of cheese. You know those little Baby Bell circles? I used them once. But today, I'm going to be using this organic Munster cheese. I'm just popping one of them out. I love cheese. So that really, how much cheese it really depends on how much you want to put in and how big your omelet is going to be. You could just put this right in when the omelet is done and hot, but I like to warm it up before popping it in. And also you want your spinach to shrink. Okay, now I'm just getting a little space here. Spinach on the side, and just gonna pop these two cheese on the side. Just let that sit for a few minutes. Well, the cheese only takes a little few seconds to melt, really. It's already melting, just a little. Now, I'm going to fast forward this for you to when everything's done. Okay, so we're back, and my cheese has melted so much. And I'm just going to pop this onto a plate. The cheese, I mean. It's like liquid. And the taste tester. Okay. That's good. Now it's already stirring. Don't worry, I will find my hands. Okay. Now, we're going to just give this, okay, sorry. Okay. We're going to also move the spinach onto a plate. Now, the spinach is shrunk, and the cheese is melted. I'm just taking a little paper towel and giving this a little clean. Okay, now we're going to take the eggs, pop a little oil, spread it, and pop the egg on. I know this looks not very mixed. It's fine. Now we're going to bring that onto a medium heat. I'm also going to fast forward that. When you see the bottom turning a little white, just go ahead and flip it. And then the rest of the steps I will show you. Okay, now our bottom is starting to turn white. I want it to sit for a little bit more. Just a little bit more. See if it's ready. Just take the side and try and lift it. If that doesn't work, it's not ready. When this will do sunny side up. No, just kidding. So, just waiting for it to cook. While that gets ready, we're going to bring out some herbs. Today I'm using some parsley. And if you want to make like a is cooking. Going to softly from the end lift that. Oh, no, it's splitting. It's okay. I'll let it cook for a little bit more. You can hear it bubbling. Okay, now I'm gonna try it. Oh dang, it's splitting. Okay. If I actually feel it from here, it's cooked. So now we're going to quickly pop the spinach on, pop the cheese on. Hear that sizzling sound. And I'll just cover. Oh, might be a little hot. That's okay. Okay. Cover and just roll it. I'm just gonna let that sit there because I don't want to ruin the omelet. That's your omelet. Now, if you just eat the omelet, it's a little boring. So we're going to do a little side dish. You're going to need a ripe tomato. Pop the sticker off. And a trusty knife. Okay. Now, you're going to just cut this. Into quarters. I love tomatoes, so now eighths. This tomato is pretty small, so I'm just going to cut it into eighths. If it feels bigger, cut it more, but whatever. Okay. Okay. Now that we've cut it into eighths, take some parsley. And sprinkle it on. Take some salt and sprinkle it on. Our tomatoes are ready to cook. Now we're back at our cooking station, you would say. Take your omelet, pop it on the plate. There we go. Once it's cooled, it's better too. It's more easier. Okay, now take some olive oil, pop that on the pan, spread it, and pop the tomatoes on their sides quickly. Okay, now put this on low heat and wait. Okay, we're back. I don't really like fully cooked tomatoes, but I made them. They're definitely overcooked. They're a little wider. Now we're going to pop them onto the plate. Pop this off. Go with this camera. Stop the camera. Okay. 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 Now let's pop these tomatoes on like grand I'll sprinkle some parsley. A little bit of salt and pepper if you need some. And you're done. Bon appetit!